So there was a big incident between Cameron McAdoo and Jett Lawrence this weekend in a heat race. After watching it, when I saw it live, of course, like all of us, Cameron's one of the title threats is Jett Lawrence. And when you see guys go down in rhythm section, it's just always scary, things happen. And boy, I say, Smack-adoo, bro, you're tough, bro. You're tough. I ain't never really seen somebody when they take a fall and it just seems like the worst. Well, I mean, we were just talking about Chase, but just in this class on there, it's just like, damn, hit the ground again. But you were riding good. Feel like with this pass, I don't really feel like there was really anyone's fault. And just kind of like the Deegan situation, I think there was a lot of what Cameron thought Jett was going to do, the way the lines were. I think Cameron thought Jett was going to do something different. And when he didn't do it, Cameron was already committed. And then so it went all down. They both went down. So let's break it down. So Jett just passes Cameron on the inside, right in that section before. So he's going on the inside of that double down that rhythm section. So Cameron just naturally thinks, and the way that line was, when you go double, you kind of drift out and you go wide. So you go inside, double. Cameron knows he's not tripling on that tabletop because he's not far enough, and you just kind of drift. So what Jett does, he knows Cameron's behind him, and he's trying to block him in case Cameron does try to triple on. So he doubles and then straightens up and kind of goes down the inside of that jump. Now, Cameron's already committed. If you're going to go triple on that thing, once Cameron went outside, he knew the only chance that he might get Jett back is by going tripling. And then when Jett's going double, table over single, he'll be on top of that tabletop and he would shoot off. And Jett's in the air, he'll be moving forward and he might be able to get down the inside. But what Cameron didn't think was that Jett was going to do what Jett does because, like I said, he sees future. He saw the future and he knew Cameron was going to do just race. You can feel people and presence and what they do. Jett sensed that Cameron was on the outside of him, so Jett knew what he was going to do, and so Jett was trying to avoid that. So Jett thought once he would go inside that it would basically stop McAdoo from tripling on tabletop because of what was going to happen He sensed that McAdoo was on the outside of him, so he knew exactly what he was going to do. So when Jett doubles that section, he does exactly what he wants to do. He's trying to basically double and come back in there to let Cameron know not to triple on this tabletop because I'm trying to block you. So what you see is when he does that, Cameron's already committed. He's outside. You know what, McAdoo, we send it. And you could tell as soon as he goes off that jump, Cameron's like, oh no, he's coming back because you can kind of see him. He stopped drifting. He started straightening up. And when he straightens up, Cameron knows what he's going to do. When Cameron goes off that triple to land on that tabletop, you can tell his body position, he's already starting to kind of tense up, he knows what Jett's going to do. And I think he thinks that Jett still is going to sense him. He's going to hear the bike. He's going to hear, and Jett's going to take off that. It's still time for Jett to kind of sense and hear McAdoo on the side of him and then starts drifting back to the right. And I think that's why Cameron lands on that tabletop and still goes for it. Because if you have a sense and okay, this guy's got to go double and he's going to drift outside. Okay, he cuts back on the inside. I'm already committed to triple, so there's nothing I can do on this first one. But when I land on that tabletop, if he's still there, I can shut it down and then roll off. I'm going to lose all the time, but I'm not going to try to jump on him. But I think he since he was in the air, he gets pretty close to Jett on that. I think he feels that Jett's going to go back to the right. Well, I think in Jett's head and the Deegan situation, I think Jett thought Cameron was going to he was going to stop. He said, look, you already know I'm cutting you off right here, so you ain't going to jump. You ain't going to keep going on off because you're going to run into me. We're both going to crash. So as Cameron's thinking Jett's going to feel him, and he knows how I get stuff done, I get it done, he's going to back out. And Jett's thinking that Cameron is going to back out, and they both don't back out. That's why they end up colliding. Because, again, I think, whatever you want to say, aggressive, not aggressive, even the dirtiest rider ain't stupid on there. That's back to Vince Freeze thing. There's certain situations you can be dirty, but you ain't stupid. None of these guys are. And I don't think Cameron would have ever jumped on him on purpose. If Cameron knew that Jett was never going to go back to the right, he would have rolled off on that because the likelihood of what happened, he actually got out as best he could. They both really could have got hurt. And the same thing with Jett. If he knew Cameron was going to send it, he would have went back on there. I feel like they were both playing the game of chicken on there. Unfortunately, the guy that was tripling on the tabletop, you had to commit. He committed on that first one. He already knew, okay, I didn't jump on you this time, Jett. And then when he committed, like on that next one, they're in the air, people. They're committing already in the air. So he has to make that decision before he even lands on there. And I think he just thought that Jett was going to hear him because he's almost landing on him right now and move back over there. Jett said, I ain't no punk. Cameron said, I ain't no punk. I'm already committed. And boy, they both go and they go down. And Cameron, when he gets in there, he Smack-adoo, hits his chin, just the worst of the worst. He goes down. Jett gets pretty lucky and goes flying off. Turns around and say, dude, you just made me spill all my donuts up here. Like, what's going on? Like, if he had a Vegemite, he would have slapped him upside his head. He was just freaked out, pissed off. I understand why he was mad, and I understand, like, Cameron, like, he feels bad because, like, you're like, damn, I just jumped on this guy. It's my fault on there, but I thought he was going to do something different, and he didn't. And so I'm sure after Jett watched it, like, he was probably still bummed. He was pissed off because he had the right of way. And Cameron should be reacting to him. But at the same time, Jett did know the reason why he stayed inside was because he was making sure that Cameron was not going to triple and go on off and pass him. And he thought Cameron was going to shut off, but Cameron didn't. And they both go down, and then that was it. But at the end of the day, they both all right. They both went 1-3, and no harm, no foul. But that was the incident. And after all that, they both was fine. Levi was pretty looking, dominating. They were going to win anyway, and they were back there battling, jumping on each other. But overall, they go 1-3, and no harm, no foul. So make sure you go check out the rewind tomorrow at 5 p.m. to hear the rest. And that was No More Donuts. Check it out, please. Please check it out.